Hello everybody and welcome to a Reassembly tournament announcement. Yes, it's that time of year again where we're going to throw some Reassemblatic Warcraft at each other to discover just whose meta is better. So we are currently joined by one of the Galaxy Center Defenders big battleships, the Galaxy Center Defenders of the Forever Cold War universe, my universe. Regardless of such, I've built a little fleet to sort of demonstrate what I'm about to show you and explain to you. But how shall I say, the theme for this tournament is capital ships. So if I pull over the whole denotationel, capital ship tournament. Attention! Hostile Orion-Class vessel approaching controlled space. Deploying defensive Captial Class warship. Due to limited supply and the strain of war, you are limited, Commander. But you have a fleet cost, a fleet budget of 32,000p. You have 32 ship limit, so you can have 32 ships in your fleet to a maximum of 32,000p in total. We'll get to individuals very soon. TERRAN or farmer faction only. Sorry, I always worry that it might be a bit too loud. As lovely as it is, I think it might be too loud. Anyway, TERRAN or farmer only. In fact, you know what? I can record this again. It doesn't matter. Reassembly music. Go for it. Okay. Let's close all that. So vanilla unblockable blocks only. So only the blocks you can vanilliatically unlock in the databank. All the things that are only normally unlockable. No TERRAN asteroid thrusters, by the way, and no farmer super thrusters either. Yes, so you are limited to only TERRAN and farmer, and vanilla unlockable blocks only, and then no asteroid or farmer super thruster. That's later on. Anyway, now we get to the crux of the matter, the main meat of this endeavor, the ship rules. So, naturally you need your capital ship, and that is the Orion-Class capital ship. All fleets must contain only one Captial Class warship, 16,000p. The capital class must move faster than the NMSS EF, or the no more. What is Sample Crumb's NMSS? It's like no more rays or something. Anyway, so the NMSS EF, the evaluation fleet. So the NMSS is a monthly tournament held by the Great Monspoopers, who sort of orchestrates this whole thing and deals with everyone and spends like 4 hours, going through all these, because these tournaments are really long, the ones he hosts, and it's quite. Great job in him and always enjoyed, and the entire reassembly community is kept alive because we always have these tournaments to toy around with, which is fun. And of course I also host my tournaments. I'm using his evaluation fleet because most of, if not all, the competitors who are in that tournament are in mine, and the NMSS eval fleet is already downloadable and easily accessible by just links and stuff. So there should be a link in the description. Alternatively, if there isn't, please comment and remind me and I'll put it there. Don't worry, I'll put it there. It won't have scam. It won't link to a scam site or anything stupid. Anyway, moving along. So, I'll show you there, the links at the bottom. So, the capital class must move faster than the NMSS evaluation fleet. This must be achieved forwards, with forwards thrust. There is no maximum to how fast the ship can go. The ship can go as fast as you want, but it must be faster than the NMSS evaluation fleet. At least, if not faster, then at least fast enough, kind of relatively close. So that's, the forward required. Rear and lateral movement is at the engineer's discretion. So if you want to let your capital ship go really fast in either direction, that's fine. You can let it go backwards, diagonal, up, down, whatever. But it must go fast enough forwards, alright? Good. Okay, capital classes may exceed the 1,000 radius limit. So in reassembly there is a 1,000 ship radius limit, but I have a mod installed, and you can go look in the workshop. There are quite a few of them that increase the radius and the block limit, which I highly advise you get if you ever want to build nice big ships. Well, I say nice, excessively big ships. So go do that, go grab that. The maximum is 2,500. The maximum radius 2,500, as you can see. This can be checked in the Sandbox by importing the ship and selecting it with the command tool, which is accessible via the number button 2. If you press the number 2 on your keyboard, it'll give you the command tool. Then you just select your ship after typing in import and going in the command. I'll show you in a moment. Doesn't matter. Import it and then stuff. Then look in the bottom right. So once you've selected, look in the bottom right, there'll be a little area that'll, denote. It's lots of different things. The radius will be included. Make sure the radius is under 2,500, and you're good to go. But this is only to do with the Orion-Class. Alright, now we get to the next level down, the Alpha-Class Dreadnoughts. So, 2 warships may be valued at 8,000p, approximately. They can be a little less, but no higher. They may not be higher than 8,000p. They can be 8,000p or lower. You can go 10p over. I'll be nice. You can go 10p over. But, of course, keep in mind your maximum fleet budget. You might want to have 8,000p on both your ships, because that usually works better. But regardless, it's such a tiny amount. I'm not all too peeved. Okay, so may not have a radius bigger than the Orion-Class warship. Your Alpha-Class may not be bigger than your Capital Class. Okay, all other ships must be within the 1,000 radius limit. They may not be bigger, because that would just be silly. But yes, okay, so they must exceed the speed of the Orion-Class warship. So here's the interesting thing to keep in mind, is that your Alpha classes, as well as the next level down, your corvettes and stuff, all your ships have to be faster than your capital ship. They must be. They have to be faster. Okay, so up on me. So you may have 2 8,000p warships. They have to be smaller than the Orion-Class, and they must be faster than the Orion-Class, or the Capital Class. I use Capital Class and Orion-Class interchangeably just because they basically mean the same thing. Anyway, so next down we have the Beta/Kind Class warcraft. And if you're wondering why these are things like Alpha Class and Beta/Kind Class and Orion Class, it's because I have my own little universe, and within my universe, the different classifications of ship have their own class. The different classifications have their own class. I just said the same thing twice. What redundancy. Anyway, so the Orion Class are the big ones, and you have the Alpha Class, which are like your Dreadnoughts and battleships, and then you have the Beta Class, which are like your corvettes and fighters. Beta are your corvettes, Kind are your fighters. So that's just to sum that up if you're wondering why the hell they're all called weird things. I like it, it's quite fun. Anyway, cool, alright, then notes for the Beta Class Kind Class craft. All other warships must be under or equal to 3,000p. So, if beyond the capital ship and the 2 battleships, you don't need 2 battleships. I say maybe. 2 ships may be valued. 2 warships may be valued. You don't have to have an Alpha Class. You don't have to have a Beta Class. You can have either or you can have one of these and then the rest of these. For example, up to not even for example, literally. Your discretion. So all other warships must be under or equal to 3,000p. Once again, I can give about a 10p breathing room because I'm not too strict about it. It won't impact too much if you're like 10p over or 10p under. That's fine. But I want these classification levels to be on an equal footing cost-wise, just to make it, fair. Anyway, all other ships must exceed the speed of the Alpha Class warships. So the Orion Class is going to be the slowest ship in your fleet. Then the Alpha Class has to be faster than the Orion Class, and then the Beta/Kind Class has to be faster than the Alpha Class. So the capital ship is the slowest, the Dreadnoughts are the medium, and then the Beta/Kind Class are the fastest. Well, yeah, slowest, medium, low, medium, high, okay? Slow, medium, fast. You get the idea. Fast. Anyway, okay, now we get to the general stuff. So all warships require a weapons module. So, all your ships must have weapons, okay? You can't have a big block of armor that just sits there and acts as a distractor. I will not allow it. It has to be a warship, okay? It needs to not just be a giant chunk of floating debris with thrusters on it, alright? Don't be cheeky. Let's have fun, alright? Okay. Stacking of blocks is physically impossible. So all blocks must be replaceable without ship-wide annihilation. So you can't do any stacking, and if you don't know what it is, if you don't know what stacking is, don't worry. Basically, if I have a ship, I'm about to teach you how stacking works. I feel like such a horrible human being. Yeah, if I have this, let's say I have this, and I do that. Boom! I've just stacked an antimatter on top of a hull. You may not do this, none of this. So, Reassembly is a cute little grid glitch where you can kind of cheat blocks into other things. You can even say that this big block is going over that. But the moment I remove it, ship-wide annihilation. So, none of that, no stacking of normal blocks. But, however, Enhanced engine bank designs are allowed. You can stack thrusters in thrusters and have them slightly clip walls, but they may not be inside another non-thruster block. So, for example, here, well, I don't do stacking with my thrusters because I don't like it. But for example, if you had thrusters and you could, because there's ways to stack thrusters like this. You can have thrusters that, you know, are stacked on top of each other and slightly clip walls. Well, what I mean by slightly is, you know, it's like that much, maybe, at most. You know, it's from, you know, that much at most, and, you know, so they can slightly clip walls, but they may not be inside of walls. You may not do anything crazy like that. You can't have blocks over them, just to explain it, yeah. This is actually 816, because I put those two there, of course. Yeah, so no asteroid, okay. Yeah, then of course no asteroid thrusters / farmer super thrusters. Asteroid thrusters are, you know, the big bad boys, the asteroid relocation size, these big huge things. And the farmer super thrusters you can't normally access anyway, so they would be illegitimate anyway. Spinners are disallowed as liquidation of crew is ill-advised. So no ships may spin when moving, and by spin when moving, if I am to describe it. So a ship that does... Let me demonstrate. Well, of course I'm demonstrating, it's quite obvious, but regardless of such. If, let's say a ship... let's give it autocannon, 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 autocannon. You know, so it basically does a spinning maneuver to actually move. And if we test this... I forgot that enter actually skips the whole thing. Anyway. If we enter... As you can see, the ship is spinning. It may not spin, it must move, you know, normally. Okay. Because spinning causes balancing issues. And when I say balancing, I actually mean in terms of, you know, the strength of ships. Because if ships turn, it does all sorts of annoying things that kind of, you know, make it a little bit difficult for everyone to have a fun time with normal ship designs. Which is the purpose of this anyway. Great, yeah, so no spinners. No spinners. If you think or if you're worried that a ship might be a spinner, send it to me. I'll tell you if it is or not. Additionally, something I oh no, what did I want to say? Oh yeah, delayed spinners. I don't actually have this included here, but delayed spinners. If your ship is not designed to spin, but it loses like half its thrusters, then it starts to spin, it'll be fine. But you mustn't design it, you know, you must design it as a normal ship. It may not be designed as a spinner, but if it starts spinning, that's fine. However, if I can see that it is a ship blatantly designed to start spinning once it takes damage, you know, if it's actually blatantly designed to spin once it's taken damage and lost some stuff, then no, I will probably, you know, I'll tell you that it's not allowable. Anyway, or that it's, you know, anyway, so I'll clarify things like that. Right, all warships must match or exceed acceleratory capacities of the NMS evaluation fleet. So all ships have to be faster than the NMSS, you know, the evaluation fleet. I'll actually show that right now. So if I need to so if, for example, here is a big capital ship. It's faster than the NMSS evaluation fleet. It's 16,000 P. It's this huge bloody Omega, just Orion-Class warship. You know, it's huge. It's wonderful. It's not a last stand Navy Orion-Class Ferolda, but it'll work. So as an example, I'll just import it. Oh yeah, and then here we have an example of a battleship. I actually want both of them because they're funny. And then here we have an example of a ship that's under 3,000 P. And remember that slowest, medium speed, fast speed. Okay. Right, let's exit out, and I'll go to the tournament and show you how the whole NMSS thing works. So, here is something to shoot at. So the NMSS fleet evaluation, it's got 3 different types of ships, and it's something to shoot at, move faster than me, spin slower than me. This isn't important because I don't want any ships to spin at all. Okay. Anyway, so if I import desktop, I'll grab the big mega ship because I should. If we have it. So we have it there. We go in here. We grab, move faster than me. Gonna give about 10. And we're also going to test the battleships at the same time, because I'm pretty sure that these ships are actually too slow. I actually think they are. Now this is actually, if we were to remove these, this would actually be at our 32,000p max. So you can have a capital ship and 2 battleships, or you can have a capital ship, battleship, and a few little corvettes. Okay, so this is this. Then you just go start. Wait for it to tick down. Okay, so here you can see that this ship is faster than those. These ships are barely faster than the big craft, but that's okay. And so this would be a valid fleet for the most part. Oh, look at that! That's gorgeous. Oh, it's just beautiful, man. Oh, plasmatic annihilation for a purpose long forgotten. Anyway, the ship is actually quite weak in terms of hull, but it's very mobile. So there's an issue when it comes to having hypermobile capital ships, because all your other ships need to be faster than them. So you need to always keep that in mind. And so, you know, so this fleet is valid. Skyagri Superior Max. So the GCD, the Galaxy Center Defender fleet is totally valid. Okay. Now the due dates for this, the execution date is going to be the 3rd of March 2018 at 7 PM SAST. So it's currently 8 PM SAST, 7 February. Now SAST is South African Standard Time. Please go onto the internet with your search engine and find like 3 date conversion sites and test each one of them, because some of them get it a bit wrong for some reason. And just enter in 7 PM SAST. And then it should spit out whatever your time is if you set it to it, okay? So, yeah. I'm not going to mess around with any other times, because I sometimes get myself confused. And in the end, I'm the one executing this, so just we'll base it off of my system for accuracy's sake. Right. The tournament will be streamed on YouTube, so via my channel, which you should hopefully be watching this on. Or, you know, you can literally just click my name over there, wherever it is. Somewhere down here, I guess. Or there. I don't know. I can't remember. Because is the latest YouTube down here? Was it? Oh, it should still be down to the left. Look, I use the old YouTube display setup, and there's the modern one, or the new one, and I don't use the new one. The new one's different, so I can't remember. But okay, so I use the old one for me. All the subscribe and all the stuff is down to the left. But whatever, moving on. The fleet due date, which is more important, is the 2nd of March. So, on the 2nd of March, you need to get all your ships in. 7 PM SAS is the cutoff time, and then the execution date will be the next day at 7 PM. Okay. So, literally, get it in on the 2nd, and then it's going to be streamed on the 3rd. It'll be streamed at 7 PM SAS, of course. And that's pretty much that. That's it. So, good luck, everybody. I hope to see your war fleets. I don't want you. I want... I think I'll take the stub nose. Okay. There we go. Actually, wait, I need to go find... where is... No, you're way too much. You're way too much. I had a 16,000p. Yeah, all the other stuff I have is like way over the cost limit for this. But here's the actual Orion-Class. This thing, it's relatively stripped down in terms of cost, just because I had to put it into the NMSS. But yeah, so as a send-off. And so yeah, good luck, everybody. Remember, remember, you know, 2nd of March due date. So you guys have about a month-ish. You know, you have your capital and your other ships, and so good luck, everybody. Remember, Terran and Farmer only. You know, you can get the NMSS fleet down in the description. I have the direct link to the download, and this should be fun. Oh, and also I won't be using Splinter's graphics overhaul mods or any other third-party mods. So yeah. So until next time, everybody. Cheery, reary, oh.